We interrupt this deep dive for a haul. Hey everyone, welcome back. Um, we are going to interrupt the deep dive from now's Terminator Comics because I got a few hauls here that I want to show off. It's three separate hauls, three separate places. Instead of making three separate videos, I think I'm just going to all do them in one video so that we can get back to the deep dive. I think I think that would make the most sense because I know I want to get back to the deep dive and find out how the Terminator series ends, and I'm sure you do too. So let's start off. Um, I went to one of my LCSs and was actually gonna wanted to go into their dollar bins and do some dollar bin diving. Wasn't really much in there, so I wound up getting a few books that I needed for my collection. Um, Amazing Spider-Man Volume 4, number 26. This is the volume that had the Alex Ross covers. So I had 26 and 27. The price on the tag is what you see. It's $3 a piece, 26, 27, and that's about right. You know, these prices, I didn't get any good deals. These prices are about normal, what you would pay for this stuff, pretty much from what I've been checking. So I needed these two from volume 4. And I also found from volume 3, Amazing Spider-Man number 13, which is part 5 of the Spider-Verse story. I've slowly been getting the Spider Verse story in Volume 3. I have parts what two, three, 5, and 6. I think something like that. And for the last book I found, when I decided that I wanted to just go into the bins, I thought of this, and you'll know it when I show it because I've been talking about this book for a while, and I was down to one last issue that I needed to complete the run, and they had it there. And that book is Darkhold Book of Sins, issue 4. It was $2, and yeah, and now I have the complete run of Darkhold, pages from the Book of Sins. I can start reading that, and let me know. I was thinking after the Terminator deep dive, I was thinking of either doing a Darkhold deep dive or going back to Independence and maybe doing a Triumphant Comics deep dive. But let me know which one you want to see. If you want to see Darkhold or maybe Prince Vandal, or maybe we'll do the Chromium Man. So maybe we'll do that. We'll have a thing, either Darkhold from Marvel, Prince Vandal from Triumphant, or the Chromium Man from Triumphant, and we'll do one of those three as the next deep dive after the Terminator. Okay, the next stack of books. So that's all I got at the LCS. So the next stack of books that I got is actually an eBay haul, and I bought from this guy before, and I've shown some books that I bought from him before, and he had a lot of older books in several videos before, and I saw this stack. I mean, he had a lot of these, and I was like, and he was, giving them away, very cheap. So I bid on pretty much a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them, and I did win most of them. So let's see, let's see how I can do this here. So we have Grimm's Ghost Stories number 12. This is a Whitman variant, and he had both. He had Gold Key and he had Whitman variants. Now I bought enough. He usually does a flat shipping of like $6. So I bought enough books. I think I got 20 books. So I only paid 30 cents per book shipping. And I'll actually give you the price um, with shipping. So I got this for $1.99. He called it a fine, and it is a fine. It's a nice looking book. So with 30 cents, I got it for what, $2.29 with shipping. I think that's a great deal. And like I said, in fine condition, it's a nice looking book. I don't care if it's a Whitman or a Gold Key. Doesn't matter to me. Grimm's Ghost Stories number 16. This is a Gold Key. Let me look at my sheet here. What did I pay for this one? Blah, blah, blah. 16. This one was very fine, very fine, and it is fine, very fine. It's a really nice looking book. It does have a bunch of spine issues, small spine issues, but these all came bagged and boarded too, brand new bags and boards. So I'm not going to complain about that. $2.99. Come on, focus in. $2.99. So I paid what, $3.29 for that, and I was fine with that. Grimm's Ghost Stories. Let's continue on. Number 14, Gold Key version. What did I say that was? 14, $1.99. And he said it was fine. Yeah, it's a fine. So again, $2.29 with shipping. Grimm's Ghost Stories number 39. That is. Oh, he said very good. I don't know. Well, I mean, there's a fold over down there. I don't know though. Very, I don't know. I have to look at the back, but this looks better than a very good. I would say this is, unless that's torn right there, but I would say that's in the fine range. Um, but anyway, what number did I say this was? Number 39, Whitman variant. I got it for 99 cents. So with shipping, $1.29. Can't beat it. This one you could tell is kind of beat up. This is Grimm's Ghost Stories number 7. Definitely good, but I'm fine with that. Gold Key version. Again, got it for 99 cents, $1.29 with shipping. I'm happy with that. It's a single digit. Grimm's Ghost Stories. We'll continue on. They're all Grimm's Ghost Stories, so there's nothing. There's nothing you're going to. I'll tell you that straight out. Grimm's Ghost Stories. Issue 40. He says again, this is a very good Whitman variant. Yeah, again, it might be a very VG plus. It really looks nice. Again, 99 cents, $1.29 with shipping. Grimm's Ghost Stories number 60. I believe this is the last issue. The last 4 or 5 issues were actually published by Whitman themselves. So I think, I don't know if Gold Key went out of business. These are what, 70s? Early 70s. So Gold Key might have just went out of business. And then Whitman said, okay, we'll publish these last, I think it was 4, 5, 6 issues. But this is the last issue of Grimm's Ghost Stories, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. $1.99. So I got it for $2.29. This is probably a fine. Looks nice. Grimm's Ghost Stories number 19, Whitman version. He had several of these number 19s for auction. He did have a Gold Key. but the Gold Key was more beat up than this one. This was in better shape, but it was a Whitman. So, and I was fine with that. I didn't, I got it for $1.99, so $2.29 with shipping. I'm fine with that. Number 15. Very good. Wow, he called this a very good. I don't know. I'm gonna say that's a fine. That looks better than a very good. 2.29 with shipping. This one looks beat up. Grimm's Ghost Stories, number 37. We got all kind of funkiness happening up here in the corner. I don't know if you can see that. Looks like a chip came out of the corner. It's a Whitman variant. What did I say that was? 37. $1.29. Got it for 99 cents. Here's part of the last issues of Grimm's Ghost Stories. Again, this one was Whitman taking over the publishing. This is issue 57. He called it a VG. I got it for $1.29. Again, until I open it, it looks better than a VG to me, but Grimm's Ghost Stories Whitman variant number 18. He called that a fine. I got it for $2.29. Let's move these over here. Fine, very fine. Issue 17, Grimm's Ghost Stories. That one was $3.29, which is fine. This might have been the last Gold Key. Grimm's Ghost Stories. Issue 54. I think with 55, Whitman took over. Again, off the top of my head, I could look and tell you for sure, but I'm pretty sure that that's the last Gold Key issue of Grimm's Ghost Stories. That's a VG, and it does have some schmutz on the barcode. So and on the cover, I would definitely call that a VG. Got it for 99 cents, $1.29 with shipping. I'm happy with that. And then here's the Whitman. Here's issue 56. Also got it for $1.29. He says that's a VG. I mean, you got some creases down here and a fold over at the bottom, but I don't know. I guess it's a VG. VG fine. Grimm's Ghost Stories number 13. Gold Key. $2.29. Again, he calls it a very good. No, okay. Gold Key, Grimm's Ghost Stories number 50. $2.29. Fine, very fine. That does look. I mean, it's got a lot of spine issues, but everything else is pretty nice. And then we got the next to last issue, Grimm's Ghost Stories number 59. No. Do I have it? $2.29. Nice. And then this one's pretty beat up. This is issue 53. That is definitely a good. Let's see. Do I have 53 on here on my sheet? I think that was also a $2.29. So that's $2.29. And then last but not least, Whitman, Grimm's Ghost Stories number 28, a little beat up. And this one I got for $1.29. So all totaled, I spent like almost not quite $42 for 20 books. It averaged out with shipping to like $2 a book for 1960s, 1970s horror stories from Gold Key Whitman variants. I'm cool with that. And yeah, I got a big chunk of the run. So, and I got the last issue and next to last issue. Like I said, there were a few more that I bid on in the single digit. He had 8, 9, 10, 11 in and around that area. He did have issues one, 2, 3, 5. I think he had, like I said, he had almost the whole run up on there. A few of them I was outbid on. Some of them I didn't even bother bidding on. Issue one was getting out of hand, and I think it was a nice copy too of issue one. Um, but what I got, I'm fine right now. Okay, let's continue on. Um, yeah, I got that. So recently, this past weekend, uh, as I'm as I'm doing this recording, um, they had Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids Comic Con in Kalamazoo, and I went there to do my thing, get some books. And again, there were comic vendors there, and there were some good vendors there. A lot of them were the same vendors that I always go to. There might have been one vendor there that I don't remember seeing, but he had some good stuff. But or two vendors actually, but a lot of it's the same. So it was a small haul, but again, instead of doing a separate video, I'm just gonna put it in this video, and we'll see. So first off, we have there was this vendor there who had um, groups, lots, whatever you want to call them, runs depending on the book. And he had this run, which I missed when I was reading my Batman. At some point, I missed this run. Um, 417, 418, 419, 420 of Batman, 10 Nights of the Beast with the KG Beast. He had it, and all his things were half price. So he had it normally $40, which is probably about normal for this. I got it for 20. I got these 4 issues for $20, $5 a piece. I think I did pretty good. I love these covers by Mike Zeck. Yeah, so I was happy to get these, add these to my collection that I need. He also had in my never-ending quest to get every single continuity comic ever printed. He had the volume 2 4 issue run of Crazy Man. I have volume 1, and he had volume 2 there for it was $10 normally. I got it for $5, so $1.25 each, which is about what these are worth, right? All 4 issues. So I got the whole run there. So that was nice to get. And I'm closing in. I'm having every single continuity book ever published. These look like they are all directs, no news. Because I have doubles of some issues here and there. I have a direct and I have a newsy newsstand. So let's see. What am I gonna go to next? Well, I'll go to this. This is like the last book I got at the end of the show. Let's move these out of the way. Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man number 27. This is the last issue I needed. Of course, first Frank Miller as on Daredevil, right? Because he did the cover and all of that. This is the last issue I needed to complete my run of Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man from the 70s into the 80s. Actually, I think it went into the 90s, did it not? I don't remember. But yes, got this $25. I thought was a good price. He had another one that actually was more expensive, but it looked in worse shape. It had more spine ticks, but he was charging 35 for that one. So I took the cheaper one with less spine ticks on it. I mean, maybe there's something else on the back that I'm not seeing, but anyway. uh, Amazing Spider-Man 796. This is a first print. Again, half price. They tagged for $4. I got it for $2. I'm closing in on finishing this part of the Amazing Spider-Man run, from what, 789 to 800, 801. I have 801. I have like, well, now I have 796 to 801. I'm just missing a few. I'm missing 795 and then 790 to 793 or something. I'm close. I'm close to finishing that. So I was happy. I was happy with that. What else we got? um, Went to another vendor that I had gone to before, and I don't know if he's getting new stuff in or not, but his stock seems to be dwindling. And I told him, I was like, because I saw him, I said hi to him. We had a nice chat. Cool guy. Um, and I was like, man, you must be selling stuff because there's like hardly anything here. And I did find a few books. Again, he does another half price thing. So he had Amazing Spider-Man #2. This is volume 3. And then he had, of course, that's $3 I got it for. He also had Amazing Spider-Man volume 2, issue 29, which is right before Straczynski takes over with issue 30. I got that for $5. It was half price. Normally it's $10. Normally, yes, this is like a $10 book. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit because, trust me, I'm going to talk about it in a little bit. And for the last book I got for $3, another Spider-Verse, Spider-Man #11. This is the Marvel on Disney XD Ultimate Web Warriors variant, for #11. Um, so this is part 3. So now I have part 2, 3, 5, and 6, I believe. So I just need part 1 and 4 of Spider-Verse, and I will have that. So that was a good haul. I thought it was good. So let's clear these out of the way. And the last vendor that I went to, he also, and that's why I like going to um, the Grand Rapids Comic Con, especially on the last day, because a lot of vendors there. I mean, honestly, I don't know if they do it all weekend, but they seem definitely to do it on the last day. So I just go the last day for the 50% off. And he had these boxes set up, and he goes, everything in these boxes is half price, half of what you see on the sticker. So I was like, okay. So I started sifting through again, trying to fill my runs for Spider-Man, and found Amazing Spider-Man 539, $10. So I got it for $5. Um, Amazing Spider-Man volume 3, #5. This is, of course, the second appearance of Silk. He had that for $10. So I got it for 5. He also had the Marvel Milestone edition of Amazing Spider-Man 129 for $10. So I got it for 5, which I thought was a good price. Seeing as how I'm never going to really be able to afford an actual Amazing Spider-Man 129, I says, for $5 to have a reprint of Amazing Spider-Man 129, why not? So I picked that up for $5. He also had a Shogun Warriors issue 18, which I did not have. So I said, sure. And it was $1. $1 for Shogun Warriors 18. And I was like, yep, I need it. And it's a decent issue. So I says, sure. Now this last book, okay, let's just put the book down and then we'll talk about it. Okay. Amazing Spider-Man, Volume 2, Issue 28. Okay. So another vendor had 29, so now I have 28. Right? I was flipping through the books. I saw issue 28, and then I saw that low print run. I laughed out loud and started shaking my head. I just like shook my head a couple of times, pulled the book out because I needed it. $20, so I got it for 10. And the guy was talking to somebody else, so he didn't hear me laugh. He didn't see me shake my head, and I wasn't going to make a deal of it. I wasn't gonna, he was a super nice guy. He's selling books. He's selling these books for half off. Super great guy. I'm not going to get into it with him that there's no way in any universe in the entirety of the multiverse that an Amazing Spider-Man book is low print run. Okay. And when I saw this and when I got home, I looked it up. Okay. This book came out in, oh boy, 2000, right? When was this? Oh God, now it's gonna bug me. All right, hold on. I'll get to it right now. It's early 2000s, I believe, right? 2001. Okay. So 2001. Even then, Amazing Spider-Man toward the end of this run, uh, of the top 300 books measured by Diamond, this was still in the top 20. It was still, I think it was number 16, if I remember correctly. Close to 50K print. So it was like 48,550, 48,560. So 48,5, 48,6. You're only 1,000, 1,500 copies off from 50K. That is not low print run. Okay, and I know if I did get into it with the guy, he probably would have said, well, it's a low print run for an Amazing Spider-Man book. No, low print runs don't work that way. High print runs, low print runs, it doesn't work that way. You can't subdivide and say, well, this is low print for a Spider-Man book, and this is low print for a Shogun Warriors book, and this is low print for, a Marvel milestone. No, it doesn't work that way. Sorry, it doesn't work that way. A low print is a low print book. Okay, and Spider-Man is not a low print book. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. But again, he was a great guy. I wasn't going to get into it with him. I got it for $10, half off. I just, as soon as I saw that, and Amazing Spider-Man is not a book. This doesn't help you sell Amazing Spider-Man doesn't need any help getting sold. Okay, Spider-Man's a hot property. Spider-Man will always sell. You don't need to advertise. Well, this is a low print run for a Spider-Man book. No, no. I will never believe it. I argue with everyone. I argue with everyone on YouTube. And honestly, if the guy wasn't such a nice guy, I probably would have pointed it out to him, and we probably would have gotten to an argument over it. But I'm closing in on finishing my volume 2. There's, I think, 8 issues left, maybe less, that I need to finish volume 2 of Amazing Spider-Man. Always trying to get good deals, right? So that was it. That's the haul. Thank you. We're running a little long. But if you stuck with me, thanks. Second Silk. I don't know about First Silk. Again, First Silk is an expensive book. Not sure if I'll ever be able to get that one, but maybe down the road, who knows? I'll run into a deal somehow and grab it. But I was happy with this, and actually, I gave the guy the books, and these all come out to, what was it, 25 bucks. So 5, 10, um, 20, 25 bucks. So he said, well, give me 20 bucks and I'll let you have him for 20. So now, like I said, he was a great guy. So he's like, give me 20 bucks. So basically, the Shogun Warriors 18 I got for free. And any one of these books, you can pick one. It doesn't matter. I got one of these $5 books for free. So even if we say, even if we say, okay, I got the Marvel Milestone Edition for free. So I really only paid, for these 3 books. Super great guy. Disagree with him on the low print run. I disagree with everyone on low print runs. It's wrong. It's definitely wrong. And like I said, Spider-Man does not need any help being sold by saying it's a low print run. And that's not why I bought it. I bought it because I need it to finish my run. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll next video, we'll get back into the deep dive, continuing on with the Terminator. And again, like, subscribe, and again, answer, definitely comment. And what do you want to see? Do you want to see me go through the Darkhold and talk about that? Or do you want me to see me do some triumphant books, either Prince Vandal or the Chromium Man? The Chromium Man, if I'm not mistaken, was Triumphant's first book, and I think probably their best-selling book, if I remember correctly. But yeah, let me know, please. And otherwise, you're going to leave it up to me to decide, and I'll make that decision on my own. But I'm asking for your help. And again, as always, we will see you in the funny pages. Thank you.